Yeah, because it's just before the wedding, after the Blackwater.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this
Yeah,
evening?
because he's got a scar.
Yeah.
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace?
But didn't he get, like, well, his title...
With
was
your
taken away.
permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me out with these choices. I don't really want to get my Neil. Definitely.
Yeah, just be.
Your Grace.
Exactly.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
Yeah, she's as much as a bitch in this. She is in the
House
series.
Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you.
Okay.
I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he?
Joffrey?
She is.
Mention
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
I agree.
They were our wardens.
They were the wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
The girl did name Joffrey
no.
as the one true king.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
What do you think about this? No?
Don't say something like that. Just say.
Roose Bolton also served the Starks, Your Grace.
And proved his loyalty to the crown by bringing their house to a swift and sudden end.
Oh dear.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and
You can
forge
see
new
Marjorie's face not
alliances.
looking like, what are you doing,
There
you
are
idiot?
ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does
Thank
seem
you.
rather
Yes, Your
unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to
Yes,
what's
that's-
yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I hate the White Hills.
Who?
I see.
The Foresters.
Ah, yeah.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei?
Oh god.
It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war?
Yeah,
Our
she's
dear
right.
Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
What should we do?
I don't know. She's on.
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
I like how Tyrion's just there.
Loyalty
drinking,
can be
like,
such a
can't
hard
bother
thing
with
to
it.
define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve,
What do you think?
what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the
What
question.
do you think?
Go on.
I won't be conflicted or be true.
Be true to the king.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Because Marjorie said to be.
Well said.
To say.
I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
What she said, tell what she wants to
She
hear.
is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging.
Oh dear.
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Oh dear. We may have fucked it up. But look, now we can talk to Tyrion.
He's reasonable.
Yeah. He's nice at least.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man.
We can be honest with Tyrion, can't we?
You have my condolences for his loss.
What should we say?
These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
These are trying times, my lord. My family fears what might happen now that the Boltons rule the North.
They must still answer to the crown. You shouldn't forget that, nor should they. That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Margaery was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased.
That's what she wanted.
It was quite the first
What should I
impression.
do?
I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
Should I just...
Well,
No doubt Lady Margaery will forgive you. Eventually. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can.
Just outside
She
calls
threatened
say
to give
exactly
your
what-
ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters.
Exactly what Cersei
The
wants.
crown needs boats.
Yeah.
Boats need wood,
What should
and
I
I
say?
speak for the
What you
crown in
suggesting?
this regard.
What you
Not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Margaery might not look favorably on such an alliance. And it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house.
I don't mind if she gets killed. It's fine.
Are you willing to risk that?
I think we go with Tyrion, don't you?
What was
It
the
may
other
be far
thing?
too dangerous.
Yeah, okay.
In
Yeah,
fact,
I'm
forget
going
I
for
even
it.
suggested such a thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you?
Well, more or less, he'll definitely secure
I'll consider it.
the deal. but-
Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival.
I hope
The
we meet.
mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Well, I may have ruined it, but oh well.
Is this so fast and there's so many things, like,
Yeah.
big things that could be...
So I may have now, like, Cersei doesn't trust me. Marjorie now apparently has a grudge against me.
And you've sent Tyrion on a crazy mission to go and get secure.
Okay. Oh well. Just-
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over
rather
now.
difficult, bit of an understatement.
Lady Margaery has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
No.
What? It's true.
No. Yeah,
And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a
no. He is
paramour.
quite handsome.
Yeah, he is quite...
He is quite handsome.
And quite passionate, from what I've heard. Perhaps Lady Margaery could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands.
Yeah, I predict it.
Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become
hell
queen?
no.
He does have a certain look about him,
Not to Joffrey.
and he's always treated Lady Margaery well.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would
I don't
have
really want
as
power,
Queen of
honestly.
the Seven
My
Kingdoms.
family.
Yeah, she's worried about...
I might even allow you to be my handmaiden.
I might even like that. See, I'm sure
Let's
she's gonna get killed.
see, who
Far
else
too
should we
ambitious.
marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect
Well,
match.
well, Brienne and
Sir
Jaime, maybe.
Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Oh dear.
Well,
Should we-
Sarah?
Hmm?
We're sorry, my lady. We were just having fun.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful.
You're right.
The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over.
Well,
King's Landing
maybe
can be
get that in a row.
exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
What?
People are not always so easy to please. If you showed Cersei your true heart, she would stab it with a fork.
You learn very quickly.
Yay. I passed.
Your
I
words
got
to
there.
Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear
Cersei
what the
knew it was like
Boltons
that.
might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
That's what happened. You helped me, right?
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
No. But she's like blabbermouth,
It's
God.
about
She's
my
way too
family.
ambitious.
I trust her.
Okay. You just trust her.
Go on,
So what?
ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Oh, clever.
Ramsay Snow.
So
What
now
would you have me
Mark is
do?
reading the note, but Sarah didn't
My
say.
mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
So what's on the note may be different after all.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like
What
it.
is it?
Just think how he turned on Lady
I will
Sansa.
be in your debt.
Ready?
I will forever be in your debt. My family will forever be in your debt.
Alliances.
Interesting.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
What?
You're adored by the king.
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother.
And that's probably
Ramsay
something
Snow
she'd
will
like
arrive at
anyway,
Ironrath within the week.
'cause she's, you know...
I would never ask this of you if it
Thank
weren't
you.
so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
You kind of feel sorry for her. She's got a lot to deal with.
Yeah, we need to.
Ah, so we're back with Garrett.
Oh, there it is.
Finally.
The arrogant murderer.
The arrogant murderer who just stays silent and... Why was he just bleeding?
7 elves.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound very good.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
Oh god.
Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat?
Oh. Oh, look, we can lean now. Oh god, it's not a leaning game.
He's played.
What's
Not
his
my
skin?
best work, unfortunately. I suppose
Well, I
I
think it's
have
red,
fallen out
you know,
of practice.
People looking.
But he didn't make it easy. What with all that bloody noise?
Like a drowning cat. I thought he'd never stop.
As my father likes to say, a naked man holds few secrets. But the flayed man holds none.
Pity he didn't know your father was the Warden of the
God,
North.
he is a bit psych. Well,
He
is
does
psych.
now. How much further is it to these foresters?
A day, my lord. 2 at most.
What was that?
My lord?
Shh! Listen.
Oh, yeah.
There. Hear that? I know I heard
Say
something.
so.
Yeah?
See, if we ran, I reckon they'd all find us. So.
Never mind.
Yeah, few.
We've wasted enough
Chance
time
enough
already.
If we ran really well. Who knows? Well, let's just go and look at this plate.
Got some nuggets. Give him some nuggets and just put
Are they still inside his leg?
findings, yeah.
God. I wonder why maggots? Why? Yeah, okay, there's nobody about, we can go a bit faster, you know. I mean, oh,
Bloody hell.
so he was getting it.